Hey, so this felt important to share because I've been obsessed, and I'm reading a book called Unbound by Kasia Urbaniak, and I want to make a solid argument for why you should read this book also. First of all, there is another book called Unbound that's about the Me Too movement, and that's the one that you'll see when you search that title online, so make sure it's the one by Kasia Urbaniak. And what this book is it's a book written about power, which is funny because I was really getting curious about what power is, and I wanted to learn more about power. And in searching for this, like a month ago, I didn't find anything. I found like some book that was on the New York Times bestseller list about power, and it seemed like a bunch of really outdated, super uber masculine, very out of integrity ways to become powerful from like historical examples. And so it wasn't what I was looking for. But then I found this book, and it was written by a Taoist nun, like a person who was studying Taoism and was paying for her studies by being in a dungeon working as a dominatrix. And so she kind of had this like flash of understanding that she built upon and built an entire school upon, teaching about energetic power and personal power, and especially for women, these these tools to understand the conversation underneath the conversation that gives you access to power. And these tools are just much more accessible for men because of the cultural conditioning that men and males receive growing up. And because of what's expected of women in our cultural conditioning, these tools are just out of reach. And nobody really gets taught this, but it's much more easy for men to access the conversation underneath the conversation. And really it's about understanding the flow in our animal bodies, in our physical somatic experience, understanding the flow of energy. Are we giving it outward, or are we fully taking it inward? And we as women are kind of conditioned to do neither. We're never supposed to be super completely outward, holding space, leading from this really outward focused, energetic stance. And we're never supposed to be fully receiving and asking for and drawing in and allowing people to come into reality that we're creating from either end. It goes into explaining the good girl stance that women are expected to take, and how that's really detrimental to our beingness. This book, I devoured it in like, I think it's like a 6-hour audiobook. I completely devoured this book. And then I started it again immediately. And already in the conversations that I'm having with Velmer, my partner, already he's like, whoa, this book is crazy. Like you're showing up so differently. And it's because I understand in a conversation, I'm looking for, okay, what role am I in right now? Am I fully taking him in, and how am I leading from that place? Or am I fully attention out, and how am I leading from that place? Or am I being led? And which position am I in when I'm being led? And it's just about understanding the very basics of yin and yang, even though that's not what she's calling it in the book. And she explains why. It's understanding how our energy is positioned, and is that cohesive to relaxing the other person's animal body, and are we actually taking control of the conversation underneath the conversation. I had seen this ad for like verbal self-defense. It was a verbal self-defense class, and I think it was the same woman, and really that's what this is. And so read this book. It's absolutely transformative. It's absolutely life-changing. And I am just geeking out on anything that is about women owning their power and owning a place at the table to have a conversation about where this world is going to go. We are ready for a paradigm shift. And this is the first time in millennia, in thousands and thousands of years, that women have had the ability to run our own lives and have the amount of control that we have over our bodies, over ourself. And I know that we have a long way to go, but seriously, girl, like 50 years ago or something, we couldn't even have a bank account in our own name. It's mind-blowing how fast this change is happening. And so much change is going to happen in our lives if we decide that we own our power to create businesses, to create the relationships that we want, to create the inner landscape of personal power that we have. And so as many tools as we can have on that journey, the better. And you can just really feel that vibe in this book. So please read it. And I love you. And thanks for watching. And I'll talk to you soon.